I don't know if I ever told you this story. There was a girl that I worked with who was like 25, and she asked another woman, this woman was probably in her maybe like 40s, asked her if she would cut her sandwich.
Stop. That's not real.
Swear to God.
That's not real, Rudy.
She goes, will you cut my sandwich? And my friend Des is like, well, you want me to cut your sandwich? She goes, I just think it tastes so much better when a mom cuts my sandwich. And she reached over with a butter knife and cut her sandwich in half. And I was like, you guys have gone way too far. This is too much, man.
Ridiculous.
Like, it's a true story. I swear to God.
Hey. What's going on? It's Michael Yo. Thank you so much for watching the show. We're on tour, me and Rudy. We're doing a lot of dates. That's Rudy right there. September 13th. Are you in?
I will not be. That's actually the night of my 45th birthday, September 13th. 45th. But I'll be in the same state as you, just in a different town that night.
I don't even know what state. What state will I be in?
You will be in Houston. Well, you'll be in Texas. Houston, Texas.
My hometown. Houston, Texas, my homecoming show. I want to see you there September 13th. Then September 20th, I will be in New York City. And then we got Annapolis. We got a bunch of different dates in September. So check out the website. Annapolis looks like it's going to sell out. It's close to being sold out already. And then we're somewhere after that. Oh, San Francisco, I think it's close to selling out already. So it's going to be an awesome tour. We're finishing the year with the It's a True tour. And everybody, I got this new game show called Scrambled Up that comes out September 8th. The promos are out there. Thank you so much for all the love you guys are showing me on that.
I've noticed a recent upswing. I don't know if you've noticed this with parents, but I've noticed parents putting on Facebook, hey, my son is looking for a job, or my son is looking for an apartment. Does anybody have anything? And I'm like, why is it behooving on you to be able to find this child work? That kid's at 22.
Oh, Rudy, stop being tough. Stop being tough.
He should be able to go out and find his own job. The way you get a job is you go in, you get a job application, you fill it out. Now,
not anymore, Rudy. Rudy.
That's what I'm saying is I don't think I don't think it does your kid. I know you're trying to help them, but I don't think it does them any favors by you saying
100%. Hey. I disagree. 100%, Rudy. Look where you are, Rudy. You got to this point because of word of mouth, because people talking about you. People
absolutely.
Saying,
yeah, so not my parents. I had to go out and forge those relationships. I had to go out and shake those hands and meet those people. Yeah,
but the way you moved up was in our business, a comic talking to another comic.
Yeah.
Not you, Rudy. Yeah, not you.
No, I think you're making my point is that I went out and did that. My mom, my dad never did that.
Rudy, I'm saying you didn't. I'm saying Adam Ray called me about, you didn't call me blindly, Rudy.
No, I know.
Adam Ray said, you need to try Rudy out. He was your reference, not you, Rudy. And that parent is just trying to make a connection for their kid.
See, but I worked very hard for Adam.
No, you did. And that parent worked hard in a relationship with someone else so she could recommend her son or kid.
Yeah, see, I don't know,
What's
man.
the difference?
I don't know about that. Because I think that parents would do it for them regardless. Like I had a good friend of mine.
Why are you complaining? Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, I just don't think it's good for children to have their parents reach out to other places and say, now, if somebody were to go, dude, I had this kid, I was a football coach and I had this kid on my team and he shows great promise and he works really hard, then I'd go, yes, that is a great recommendation. If your dad calls somewhere or your mom calls somewhere, I go, dude, no, it's got to come from that kid and it's got to be organic.
But what if the kid's a great worker? And the parents like, hey, he would be great for you.
Absolutely. And at 22, I would hope at that age he proves himself by the age of 22.
You're a hater, bro.
I just don't think it's good for kids to have their parents sort of hold their hand in big adult situations like that.
It's not holding their hand. It's just a recommendation.
Yeah.
It happens all the time, bro. It happens all the time.
Sure. Now,
some people call it Nepo baby. Some people call it whatever you want to call it. Look, if you become a super successful comic, Rudy, right? And everybody wants to know Rudy's name or when that happens. And let's say Jeff Bezos becomes a great friend through comedy, like he has with, I'm sure, a lot of big comedians like Rogan and
Who's to
that
say
company.
he's not already, Michael?
He might be your friend. Oh, let's just use somebody. Adam Carolla's a big friend. Adam
Sure.
Ray's a big
Yeah.
friend. Let's
Yeah.
say they own a business, and your daughter says, and you know your daughter's a hard worker. Let's say she's a
Mhm.
hard worker and she busts her butt and she does graphic design,
Mhm.
and you hear that Adam Carolla or Adam Ray is looking for a graphic designer.
Mhm.
Or you put out, hey, to all my friends, my daughter's a great graphic designer, but Adam Carolla calls you. You're gonna be like, nah, I'm just kidding. We don't need your. She needs to forge this relationship. She needs to do all this. I was wrong by even reaching out. Just disregard everything I put out
No,
there.
no. So this is what I would do, because I've been in a close situation like this. So this is what I would do, is that if Corolla were to reach out to me and say, "Hey, we need a graphic designer,"
No, no, no,
who
no,
your
no, no.
daughter.
That's not what I'm saying. You're doing it backwards.
Okay. So
I'm
let's just
saying,
say.
okay.
So let's just say that my daughter is looking for a graphic design
Yes.
a graphic design job. And I
Yep.
know that there's an opening at the
Okay.
Corolla
Okay.
company. Okay. Yes. So what I would tell her is, if she were to come to me and say, "Dad, there's an opening with Corolla. Can you call him for me?" I would say this. I would say, I will tell you what, I will call Adam and I will let him know that you will be calling him yourself. You have to reach out. You have to but I'll let him know
That's no
that
different than the other people, Rudy. How do
but
you
I'm not,
know?
because I'm not vouching for her. I'm not going, "Hey, can you do me a solid
No,
and
no,
give
no.
my kid a
But how do you
job?"
know these people on Facebook are vouching? They're just saying, they're just trying to make a contact, bro.
Well, here's one thing I will say. I don't know anybody who does 12 years in medical school to become a brain surgeon, have their parents reach out to be able to get their kid a brain surgeon job. It's usually people who are 22 who've been fired 4 or 5 times, where their parents are like, "You're not staying here. We need you out of the
Oh
house.
man,
I will find you any job we
Rudy,
possibly can."
Rudy, see, you're sounding like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you the truth, Rudy. You're so disconnected with reality
I
because
disagree. No, I
you're a comic.
disagree.
Because you're a comic. Because the one thing we talked about in the green room, comedy is so amazing, because the lowest bar of comedy can be what some people make working their ass off.
Absolutely.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? So what you're experiencing now is this thing of, hold on, I gotta turn these sounds off. What you're experiencing now is kind of like, oh, well, you got to do it yourself and but you worked hard. Nobody's
Yeah,
but you got here through contacts by people mentioning your name. And that's
absolutely.
all this parent is doing.
Y- ah,
You
you
worked
know,
hard, Rudy. You bust your butt.
I get that. I totally get that. I just think that as a parent, I don't think you're doing your kid any favors by reaching out to people coldly and saying, "My kid needs a job."
But you
What?
just said you would reach out to Adam to
Yeah, and I
tell
would,
her she was
but
calling.
I would tell my daughter, "You have to be the one to make that phone
How do
call."
you know these other parents aren't doing that?
I mean, if you're going on Facebook and putting up posts to get your kid a
Bro,
job, I
bro,
can't
you know how
imagine.
disconnected you are? They got this whole thing called LinkedIn. That is exactly what we're talking about. A
Yes,
whole network.
and you should, if anything, you should get your child a LinkedIn account
Oh
and
my
let them
God.
build it themselves and
You're
send
gonna
out
fight
that
me to the end
resume.
of it.
I
You know,
disagree. There's
drop
no
it in the
way.
comments. Yeah, I'm right. Rudy, I'm just proving you wrong left
No
and right
way.
today.
Not at all, man. Not at all. I don't think it's
You
good for
just
us as
said you
you
started
just said
to
you'd kick your kids out of the house when they're 18.
100%. But what I'm saying
Would
is,
you
if
ever
my
put up?
kid came up to me and they said, Rudy is a big comic. I'm a graphic designer. He's looking for one. I would call. I go,
Mhm.
Rudy, my daughter's looking for a graphic design. Can she talk to you? Like, sure. She would call,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah,
and send
absolutely.
her resume. That's on her.
Yeah.
So I am making the contact, Rudy. What are you missing about? You
Yeah.
are making the contact.
Yeah, but which is
Which is
great.
exactly what the Facebook post is doing. It's making the contact to their
Uh,
friends, Rudy.
it feels like they're just like grasping at straws to be able to get their child a job. Where I feel
Oh
like
man.
if you go, dude, you're looking for a graphic designer. Hang on a second. My daughter is. Would you at least talk to her? I'd say, yeah, I would at least talk to her. And then if she showed up very impressively with a portfolio of graphic designs and like, this is what I've done, then I'd go, you know what? Absolutely. Let's totally give you a shot.
So what's
I'm
the
all about
difference?
that.
What's the difference of a parent putting, because you got to remember, see, this is another, you're living a privileged life, Rudy. Let me tell you how. No,
But
no, no. Hang
that's
on.
not the privileged life. I'm
Hold
telling
on,
them to
Rudy.
go do their own thing.
You let me know when I can talk, Rudy. You let me know.
Please, I know, but okay. Please explain what you're going
Okay,
to say.
okay.
Yeah.
Let me explain. Because you're thinking a person putting it on Facebook has hundreds of thousands of followers or thousands of followers. Most people have 30, 40 followers just of their friends, Rudy. They're not us. They're not
Mhm.
comics. They're not people with millions of this. Now, if I did that, that's weird, right? I would admit, if I were to just put out a blast, you would look at it and go, Mike, what are you doing? I get that. But if you're Teresa Mattis, I made that name up, in
Right now, there's a
Oxville.
Teresa Mattis losing her mind right now. How does he know me? How does he know that I'm trying to get my child a job? He's 23 years old. He's living on this couch in the basement. How does he know?
If you're Teresa Mattis living in Oxnard, California, and you have 40 followers on Facebook and you know all 40 people, that's not a big deal.
Yeah. I think it's okay for parents to let their children know about positions or let them know like, hey, there's something open or I know somebody. But I think that it's not good to essentially start opening the door for them. I think it's best if they go out and try to do it themselves. I just
Got you.
I just feel, and also I feel sometimes like especially the post that I had read, I did know who their son was, and he is like 24 and he is a massive screw up. He screwed up
Oh, well, then
many
no. Well,
many times. And but I just thought, hey man, like if I would feel embarrassed if my mommy had to get me a job.
in the way you said mommy, in that,
Mhm.
you
It's
made it sound a
condescending.
lot.
I
No,
know it is.
yeah, it's very kind of.
I know it is. It's very condescending, but that's why I said it that way because it is condescending.
That is oh, your mommy, your mommy, your
My
mommy's
mommy.
gonna do a job, get
Yeah,
you a job. All right,
yeah.
what we got? I know we want to talk about Saturday Night Live, but let's talk.
Y-
Let's take a quick break. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with we'll just bullet point a couple of stories, Hollywood stories, and different things we want to talk about, things you need to know about Saturday Night Live. What else we got, Rudy?
There was Dwayne the Rock Johnson. He's got a brand new movie coming out that apparently Oscar buzz. They think he might win an
Oscar,
Academy
and
Award
he
for
lost a
this.
bunch of weight.
Hmm.
I wonder
Yeah, he
how he
looks
did that.
thin. Yeah, right. Oh,
Oh, no, no,
Ozempic.
no, no. I think he just got off of whatever he was on.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at the guys back in like the baseball days, man. They just like, oh, all of a
Oh,
sudden,
yeah.
just Sammy Sosa just drops 57 pounds. Come on.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll be right back with the Yo Show. Thank you so much for hanging. And also remember my tour dates, michaelyo.com. Hey, what's going on? It's Michael Yo. Thank you so much for all your support. Got some tour dates. It's the It's a True Tour, September 13th. I'll be in Houston, Texas. September 20th, New York City, the Gramercy. I need you guys on both of those shows. Get your tickets. It's coming quick. Annapolis, almost sold out. That's on the 21st of September. Washington, D.C., the 26th and 27th. Already Saturday is almost sold out. Seattle, Washington. I would love to do more shows. I only can do one because we're flying across country to do that. That one's halfway sold out. That's happening September 28th. And Boise, Idaho is October 22nd. So check it out, michaelyo.com. And thank you so much for all the love and support on this tour. I'll see you soon. And make sure you watch my new game show, September 8th, Scrambled Up. I want to talk about SNL. A lot of cast members are leaving. They're shaking it up. Honestly, I don't know how long SNL is going to be on still. You know what I mean? I don't think it has. I would be shocked if it makes it to 55
Really?
because the audience is smaller and people aren't
Yeah.
into it as much as they used to be, and everything at night is getting smaller. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, the one nice thing about SNL, which is the same reason why they keep Jimmy Fallon around, is that they figured out that if we take whatever this 90-minute show is, it's kind of like a podcast. Let's take the long version of it, and then if people stick around and they watch it, fantastic. But what we want to do is chop it up into smaller
Right.
segments and put it out to social media.
100%.
That's what essentially what they're doing. And you're right. There was an SNL cast member recently. I think you and I were in Austin, Texas, and this person who was on SNL, whose name I did not necessarily recall, I didn't really know who they were.
Uh-huh.
They basically said when they got cast on Saturday Night Live, they went home and told their family, "Oh my gosh, I am going to be on Saturday Night Live." And their dad said, "Oh, great! So now that you're on Saturday Night Live, maybe one day you can be on Kill Tony."
No.
It's like, I think
Yeah.
that's the cart before the horse, but yeah, but that's where it's at. And the report that I had seen today on CNN.com, it says Devin Walker exits SNL with a message about toxic workplace. My
Oh,
first thought was, I don't know who Devin Walker is.
yeah.
I,
I know who
I,
he is. He didn't make a huge impact on the show for me. I've seen him on skits, but he wasn't like a power player to me. And
yeah,
no disrespect, but he didn't
no, not
stand
at
out.
all.
But the
No,
other some of the other people that are leaving did stand out. And let me tell you, I've never worked at SNL, but I know a lot of comics that have. And that
Mhm.
place is so toxic. Imagine
Oh yeah,
every week you making bits and 99% of them get denied. So every week you're trying to come up. It's about like whoever is big on SNL at that time, it's about being friends with them. Because if you're not friends with them, they won't be in your skits. And in order to get your skits on, you need the big characters on it.
yeah.
So if you don't do it, it's high school, man. And this was, I've never been on, I have no desire to be on SNL, but I will say this from 5, 6 people that I know have been on the show. It's one of the most toxic places ever. And the one thing, Lauren, and I've got this confirmed by several comedians, if you do a bit in the room, because they all pitch their bits and they got to do it, no matter how hard it's bombing, you have to finish it.
Sure.
So if you start a bit and 30 seconds in is horrible and it's a 4-minute bit that's supposed to be on, you have to do it all.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's crazy. So the people that have nervous breakdowns are usually the new people or the people that can't get on all the time because they're
Mhm.
pitching every single week. They're getting no's every single week. You got to play this game of getting people in your bits, in your skits, because they don't have to say yes because they're working on their own skits. And
Yeah.
if you're not popular, you're not getting in their skits.
Sure. One of the
So
names that is leaving, Michael Longfellow, very funny. I thought he was really just starting to find his own after
yep.
last season, which is too bad because he is a funny guy and he's also at heart a stand-up comic. That's
Yeah.
really what he does. And
Yeah.
I've known a lot of people that have opened for him and just said, "Man, he is absolutely just fantastic." Heidi Gardner, that's a name that
Big
everybody kind of
name.
recognizes. She's a bigger name. She's also leaving. But some of the other people that were on here,
So
Emil,
so
like,
So when they say leaving, do you think that's let go and they're just saying they're leaving or is it like, "Oh, it's too toxic for me, I'm leaving."
yeah, I think that's a good somebody like Heidi Gardner might be leaving because she wants to go and try to maybe make that
Movies.
next jump to movies, and she's doing the commercials now with what is it,
That's right.
homes.com or whatever. Yeah, so she's
Yep.
got other things, other stuff in the hopper. The problem is the batting percentage of SNL cast members that leave SNL who try to move on to bigger things,
Mhm.
that number dwindles. It has been dwindling ever since Will Ferrell left because you're
Well
not seeing a lot of breakout actors coming from Saturday Night Live anymore.
well, I heard that now, and I don't have any proof of this, but I just heard from different cast members that were on. After Mike Myers blew up with what's that,
Wayne's World,
huh?
Wayne's World,
No.
Austin Powers.
Yes. So
Hmm.
that's a character he pitched
Hmm.
and they said no to. But when you're on that show, SNL, whatever you pitch owns.
Hmm.
So he went off and made a movie. And now, from what I'm understanding, Lorne Michaels gets percentages on your first 3 movies out of SNL, which on one side, if you're Lorne Michaels, that's a great move for you because
Hmm.
you make these people.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the actor says, well, I have talent. No, he put you on SNL. On the
Yeah.
other side, it's like, all right, that kind of sucks, but it's kind
Hmm.
of like an agent. It's kind of like, well, if you don't have a job, you don't get money, so might as well pay. You know what I
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you look at it like, when we do theaters, sometimes the theater will say you owe us 10% of merch sales because if we didn't have a theater, which
mean? 30%, Rudy.
yeah,
30.
I know it's insane that they do it, but they do it. But there is, I get where they're coming from. Like, and here's the thing: the reason why they do that, and I've done theaters like with smaller names, and
Yeah.
when they see like they look at me and they're like, "You're selling golf balls, dude. Keep your 30%. Trust. What are you going to give us? What are you going to give us? $12? You're
Yeah.
good. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
But when they have, because there are some, especially like bands will sell like 50 grand worth
Oh,
of
yeah.
merch in a night, and they go, "Hey, man, like if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be selling that merch." So I do understand where they're coming from. I'm sure Lauren's like, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be getting these roles. I worked for Dana Carvey for a little while. It's probably, I don't know, a few years ago. And when Dana and Michael there was a Doritos commercial as Wayne's World. They did it for the Super Bowl. He
Yeah.
said that he worked out a deal when he left Saturday Night Live that he owned the character Garth from Wayne's World, and the only other character that he owns is Church Lady. He owns the rights to both those characters, where Michael Myers didn't own Wayne from Wayne's World. So when they did that commercial, Doritos had to pay SNL like 500 grand to use that likeness, whereas Dana got paid, $100,000 extra because he owned the likeness to Garth from Wayne's World. So it's a really a bargaining chip at the end of it if you have something that's got some legs to it that you can use and hopefully take with you.
100%. Any other stories to get to?
Yeah, there was this one we chatted about just a moment ago about Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He's got a new movie coming out called The Smashing Machine.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, I always hate when they talk about this, a 15-minute standing ovation at
Oh.
the Venice Film Festival. Like, okay, great. But
But
the
that
one thing
means honestly, that means nothing. That
yeah,
like
you're right.
they stand for everything. It's
Yeah.
so ridiculous. I've been at premieres where the movie was good and it's so awkward. I feel like it's so awkward for the actors. It's just a pretentious show of appreciation. It's so pretentious. It's
Yeah.
like, who stands for fit? I've heard of them going like 20 minutes. It's like, what are you doing? Don't you have places to be, things to do with your life? To
Yeah.
stand and clap for, there is nothing worth a 15-minute standing applause. Miami just beat Notre Dame, the biggest thing in my life. We stood up about 3 minutes
You're
and they
like,
had
we're
music
good.
going and
Yeah.
everything. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know when Brendan Fraser did The Whale, they gave him a 45-minute standing ovation. And after 15
So
minutes,
dumb.
he got down on his knees and he wept. And I read that article and I thought, well, he got down on his knees because he was tired of
He's
standing. He was
tired
like,
of standing,
this is
and it was
ridiculous, you guys.
crying because he was like, "Can I get
Yeah.
out of here, please?"
Yeah, my calves are killing me. This is insane. Why are we else? But anyway, apparently this film, The Smashing Machine, which is about the UFC fighter Mark Kerr,
Yeah,
apparently A24 has got another gem on their hands because they were
great
talking about
movie
this really
production
has,
company.
dude, fantastic. You're right. But this really does feel like something that he really, I mean, you talk about a guy who gives it all when it comes to, his craft. He kind of transformed himself, a lot of prosthetics, but he did transform himself quite a bit when it came to, the aesthetics of Mark Kerr to sort of look like him. And then you look at him at this film fest and he's probably dropped 50 pounds. He looks he looks like the Pebble, not quite the Rock anymore.
No,
He's
I'm
just
the
a very,
Pebble, Rudy. Don't disrespect. I'm the Pebble. Don't take
yeah,
my name.
he just seems so he seems so invested into what he does, and it starts from such an early age, man. Like, he played at the University of Miami, and then he was he's a football player, and then he became a professional wrestler, and then everybody thought he was insane when he decided to take on the Mummy, and he started doing some of these action films, and next thing you know, he's looking at possibly running the country with Tom Hanks and now winning an Academy Award. So
Well, it's a thing where it's growth, right?
yeah,
It's like
absolutely.
comedy. It's
Yeah.
you want to grow in venue size and you want to just grow to a better comic. And doing action movies, he got down. It's like, what's the next step? And I'm sure, like, even when he's shooting action movies, he's bored. It's like, I can do this, whatever.
Yeah,
It's like, but what challenge? I mean, you got to get to a place where you're always challenged or you get stale. And I really do believe that, even in comedy. Like,
absolutely.
if you're just doing your same set you did for 10 years, 15 years, you're not growing. You're stale.
Yeah.
And your creativity is just blah. But if you're always pushing yourself to try to get better, talk about different things, that's where you want to be. And I respect The Rock wanting to go after an Oscar. It's kind of like Marlon Wayans right now. He's going to come out with that Jordan Peele movie. He tries
Yeah,
to
looks
go.
great.
He tries to go serious too, and I like that. I like
Yeah.
when comedic actors or action movie stars do that, because some people make it look flawless. Like Liam Neeson makes it look flawless. He can do either
Mhm.
one. You know,
Yeah.
it's no problem for him. Even Steve
Yeah.
Carell is phenomenal at it. He can go serious or he can go comedy. I love actors that can do that. I remember I interviewed Jennifer Aniston when she did Cake, which I thought she was phenomenal in it. And that everybody saw her one way, but when you do a type of role like that, I think that's good for you as a person, just to be like, I'm more than what the industry made me. You know,
Yeah.
it's I'll put it in smaller terms to myself so people can understand. I was just a host, and that's how Hollywood saw me. I would go into TV auditions as an actor or movie auditions, and they would go, it's sort of like sarcastic. Oh, you're a host. Oh, you're a host. All right, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Mhm.
When you go in as a comedian, they know it is completely different. They go, oh
Yeah.
my God, I saw your clips, or we were at your show, or we saw you here. Oh, my mom's a big fan. It's a totally different level, right?
Sure.
And if I would have stayed a host, that's all I would have been. But I was like, there's more. I'm more than just interviewing people
Mhm.
that tell me their dreams when I'm not living mine.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why, yeah, I think about that a lot, about, guys in situations like the ones that we're in, where we have the ability to, it's up to us how much we push the gas pedal. It's
100%.
really up to you. And when I see like a lot of people, I come back to Minnesota and I love it here. And you're with a lot of you're just with a lot of people that they get up every morning, they get their kids to school, they go to their job, they come home at 5 o'clock, they make dinner, they all sit down, they watch The Office, they go to bed. They do that every single day for years on end, and it doesn't bother them. And I'm like, I don't know how you
Well,
exist.
yeah, they're comfortable, man.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And look, that's great for some people. But I remember when I went back to Houston, Texas, which I'll be there September 13th. Get your tickets. House of Blues. I went back there probably about 8 years after I left. Same people in the same places at the same spots.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like nothing, I've been gone this long and nothing's really changed. Maybe the
Dude.
venue has changed, but they're still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
and I go, I don't want to be that person.
yeah. I go back to my hometown, small town, like 14,000 people. And a guy that we went to high school with, we all got a job at this one place when we were 16 years old. And to this day, he's still there.
Yeah.
Still there. Same place. Still busting tables, still washing dishes, still, taking a 5-minute break to go outside and smoke a cigarette, but been doing it for, 30 some years now. And
But you know what?
content
No
with it.
disrespect. That makes him happy.
Content with it. Absolutely content with it. I don't know how he
that's
does
just
it, but
not me.
completely content. No, not me either. So
I got to tell you, I'm shooting this game show. We were supposed to finish, it was supposed to be done August 9th.
mhm.
And it got delayed, and now it's going to be done September 12th. So what happened was I was supposed to be in Atlanta with my family and supposed to be with them every day and shoot the show, which was going to be awesome. But now my kids went to school. This is the longest. I've been going back and forth, but
Mhm.
man, I miss my kids and family so much. Like, it's hard for me to, even though I'm living out my dream, it's
Yeah.
cool that if it would have started on time, I got to live out that dream with them there. So when I come home at 5, they're here, we all have dinner. It's just, man, it's rough, man. It's rough. And then your kids, you hope they understand, but do they really understand? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I hear a lot of people say they don't remember what you were doing, but they remember when you were gone, if that makes sense.
Well, one of the things that, luckily you and Claire still have a very intact, loving relationship.
Yes.
But my daughter's mom and I ended up going Splitsville years ago. Luckily, we're still great friends. But one of the things that was told to us. We were trying to make it work. We were going to couples therapy, and one of the things that they had told us was there was two things that I took away from the conversations of couples therapy. Is that number one, kids do not become messed up because of parents becoming divorced, but kids become messed up because of conflict. So whether you're having conflict in the house and you're still married or you're separated, if you guys can be cordial to one another, you will have a much better well-adjusted adult years down the road. The second thing that they said was kids don't necessarily worry so much about the time that you're gone, but it's the quality of the time that you spend with them.
Yes.
So if you're gone for 6 weeks and then you come home and then you stare at your phone the entire time when you're hanging out with your kids, that's going to be problematic.
Yeah.
But if you come home and you really just sort of dive into their world for the little amount of time that you get with them, that means way more than be a parent that's just around 24/7 who still doesn't necessarily pay attention to them.
You know what's hard though about kids is my son, like they have to reach a certain age, I believe, too, to let you in their world. Like my son, like my kids are all about my wife, but when my son hit 5, he became all about me. So like, I need to see that. And that was really cool. My daughter's still like riding that. She's more loving to it's weird how for me, they don't really, I mean, they like me, obviously. They love me, but they're not over emotional. My son is now, but my daughter is not emotional at all. Not even to my wife. She has she has the Yo family, very stern, like don't show love. She will probably never tell anyone she loves them.
Yeah.
She's basically my mom.
You kind of hope for that,
Yeah,
you kind of hope for that as a daughter. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a thing where like literally my mom and dad's hardcore just it is what it is. She can go off and play by herself for like an hour and be fine. She doesn't need people. And I think that affects my wife sometimes. But me, I think is great. That's independence. You know what I mean? And then the thing as a parent, if you try to go over there and then you get her all riled up, now, she was in her comfort zone. Now you ruined it. And now you got to deal with the consequences of that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. There is it's such a weird thing that happens especially with daughters, because my daughter was like my shadow for years.
Yeah.
And then she got to be like 14 and she was like, I'm going to kind of go hang out with my friends. And now, man, I hadn't seen my daughter in 6 weeks. And I got to my cabin last night and was told, by the way, I'm leaving early Sunday morning so I can go hang out with a boy. And you're like, man, not ready for that aspect of our relationship yet.
This is where I think we're different. I would be okay.
Yeah, well,
because I'm older than you, and I think I want them to do their thing, and I want my own time to be with my wife. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to be able to travel with my wife, do it. Like, I told my wife, and she hates I say that, 18, we're gone. When they go to college, we are out. Like, traveling. We're going on tour. I'm taking up cities. I'm going to cities we just want to go to the tour. You know what I mean? Because hopefully I'm at that level where we're going to, hey, you're huge in Korea. We're going to Korea for a month. I'm going to just tour Korea. We're going to go to Europe. So, I mean, my goal is as soon as my kids turn 18, you're in college and we traveling, man, because then I'll be in my 60s. I'm like, man, So, you know what I mean?
Well, I think that's a good attitude to have, because I do think that there's a lot of parents, especially nowadays, that we're so afraid to let our kids out of our sight. Like my girlfriend has siblings of hers that are in their upper 50s and low 60s, because she's the youngest of 9. So her oldest brother is like 70, so it's weird. God. It's insane, right? Yeah. But but they have kids at their house that still live with them and they're in their 30s.
Yeah, no.
So I'm like, what are you doing? Like, get out of, what do you kick them kids out, man? You did your job. Your job is done. Like, leave, go and enjoy the fruits of your labor. My goodness.
Yeah, but I also think, and I don't know other countries, I don't know. I think that's a thing where just society is going to. You got
it's also
this country is moving to a place of have and have nots, and it's going to be more have nots than have.
Well, yeah, and a lot of those other, like a lot of the countries, like we have my daughter's like mom side of the family has a lot of people that came from Mexico that migrated here, and there's like 7 people in a house.
Yeah.
And like, that's just how you live. You know, it's just,
And they
you
put
kind
that,
of
and
help.
what they do is they take a garage and make
Absolutely.
it
That's
into a room,
exactly.
and that's where the grandmother stays.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because it costs, it's very cost effective to have that many people living under one room
And it's
and living
also
under
their
one roof.
culture.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They love being together. Like Filipinos, oh my God. Like Filipinos love being together.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of like that, like because Joe Coy loves people around. Filipinos love people around. You can
Yeah.
always stop by a Filipino's house and eat. Like they
Yeah.
love feeding people. You
Dude,
know what I mean?
my family would drop you off on the side of the highway. They'd be like,
Yeah.
"All right, we've done enough time together. It's time for you to go."
I'm opposite
Yeah.
too. I'm like
Yeah.
that, man. It's like I don't need a lot of time. Like get out. Like I don't like two things I don't like: people coming over and people knocking on my door.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. Yeah,
I
that's why you have the house that you have. It's a very nice house. It's a very big house. It's
It's
got
hard to
everything that
get
you
to.
want. It's hard to get to. That's
It's hard
why,
to get
yeah,
to.
yeah. In
Rudy's my
Vegas, like,
boy, and he
yeah,
has trouble getting
I
into.
have trouble getting into your house. I know, man. I know. The man with the rubber glove is surprisingly gentle.
Oh,
He's a good dude.
I didn't know it was that hard, Rudy.
Well, hey, man, listen, dude, when you live on that side of Vegas,
You got to do what you got to do.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
You're all in on the
No.
podcast.
Yeah. No, man. They but no, like I listen, like I love my daughter and I'm glad that she is. I had to have that a long like moment today where I was just thinking about it. It's like, well, eventually this is going to happen where she's going to have to be able to go out on her own, and you want them to be able to handle themselves at such a young age, because I don't think there's a lot of kids nowadays that really know how to handle themselves in adult situations, even when even in like their 20s and 30s. Like, I don't know if I ever told you this story. There was a girl that I worked with who was like 25. We were all eating lunch together, and she asked another woman that we were with. This woman was probably in her maybe like 40s, asked her if she would cut her sandwich.
Stop. That's not real.
Swear to God.
That's
She goes,
not
will you,
real,
she goes,
Rudy.
will you cut my sandwich? And my friend Des is like, well, you want me to cut your sandwich? She goes, I just think it tastes so much better when a mom cuts my sandwich. Will you cut my sandwich? And I was like, Des, throw that sandwich in the trash. Don't you dare cut that sandwich. I will walk out of this place. If you cut that grown woman sandwich, I will walk out of this lunch right now. And she reached over with a butter knife and cut her sandwich in half. And I was like, you guys have gone way too far. This is too much, man.
Ridiculous.
Like, it's a true story. I swear to God. Yeah. Oh yeah.
See, but I feel like, I was watching this promo. You should watch it if you get a chance. It's on my Instagram reel. It's like the 80s.
Your stories, right? I think, yeah.
The 80s are calling you back.
Yeah.
It's such a great promo, man. Mm-hmm. And it just showed you when there was no cell phones and people actually talked. And you have to learn how to rate, you have to figure things out on your own. And you didn't watch 20 people on TikTok or Instagram say, well, here's what you should do. You figured it out. And I think that's the problem. I call society and social media today, it's Cheesecake Factory menu. So much stuff is on the menu, you don't know what to choose, so you don't make a decision.
Yeah.
It's almost like you just keep going with the original thing you always order because there's so much. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like, our cognitive decision making, like our ability to be able to figure things out is gone because of YouTube and TikTok. And
I got to
look stuff up.
I got an example. Like, for instance, when my son goes to ninja class, we don't leave. We stay there because we know too much. Because we have this fear that somebody's going to come in and snatch our kid, even though the coaches are there, parents are there.
He's a literal ninja. And you still won't let him out of your sight.
He's hanging out with some of the strongest people in the world, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But we have this fear of leaving. And I get it because you see that. You see that on the news when, so it's a thing where our parents, they would have dropped us off and told us to find a way home.
Oh, yeah.
Like literally, I'll drop you off, but somebody else better pick you up. That's my mom's rule. She ain't doing both. She is not going to do both.
Yeah. I came home on a Sunday once. My mom asked me where I was, and I told her camping. And she asked me, since when? I said, since Thursday. She's like, really? I was like, yeah, I've been gone since Thursday. She had no idea.
My mom would ask, where you been? When I'm going to bed. All day, I'll be out. So what'd you do today? Like no fear, no nothing. No. And what's crazy about the 80s, that promo, that was the highest rate of homicide that decade.
Yeah.
The highest rate of homicide
Wild.
ever in America.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we were just running free. My
Yeah.
I asked my mom the other day, at 8 years old, I was walking with friends, 8, 9 years old, a mile and a half to school in the morning and back at 8, 9 years old. You
Yeah.
know,
You'd go to jail now if you let your kids do that.
100%. Like
Yeah.
if you see a child today, 8 years old, just walking down the street, you'd be like, where's the parents?
Mm-hmm.
Where before it was nothing. That was just
Yeah.
normal.
That's what you did, man. Yeah, yeah. And a lot of times, man, we would have. I remember that one time it was I ran into like my mom's friend. I was out. I was probably like 10. I was going to buy some penny candy, and she said, "Hey, if you see your mom today, tell her I said hi. If you see your
If you
mom
see her.
today." And
Yeah.
it's not like I'm in a different city. I'm 10 blocks from my house. If
Well,
you see your mom today.
the one thing that was great about me growing up, and my family is amazing, my parents still together, we ate every day at 6:30. I had to be, it didn't matter what I did. I had to be home at 6:30, and that's
Mm-hmm.
awesome. And I tried to establish that at our house, but I'm gone a lot. Or my wife,
Yeah.
like with kids schedule, it's it's impossible to have a dinner time tonight because you have so many different activities. And the thing that's different between parents today and me growing up, my parents never asked me what or put me in stuff. You had to ask, you had to initiate it.
Mm-hmm.
You had to show want and will to be in something. Like
Yeah.
they weren't going to put me in football unless I say I want to play football. And then 100%, you know?
Well, cool, man. All
All right,
right.
man.
Well, yeah, dude. I know you got a big day coming up, September 8th. Looking forward to it. Can't wait to
September
see
8th,
Scrambled
Scrambled Up
Yeah.
comes out, and we'll put up or scroll all my tour dates right here. Check him out. MichaelYo.com. We'll put up Rudy's as well. Check him out. He's headlining his own shows. Please support Rudy. Great
Thanks,
guy,
man.
phenomenal comic. Once again, promote your days one more time, please.
Yeah, September 11th through the 14th, I'll be in El Paso at the comic strip, and then I got dates. Go to my website, rudypavichcomedy.com. You can see all the dates. I'll be with Michael and all my own headlining dates on there as well.
All right, we'll see you next time. Late.